Okay, so we're all set. As I was saying, we're going to start our class this evening with sitting up. So you're very welcome to use chairs, use whatever you find comfortable, take advantage of being at home, that you have maybe as many cushions as you need. Often bring all that to the class can be a bit cumbersome if sitting is, a bit of a challenge to you. Okay, so when you sit, the main thing really is that you can keep yourself, that the back can be comfortably held upright. And that you have a real sense that the lower part of your body, from the pelvis down, the legs, that they're really, supported. If you're sitting on a chair, then maybe the buttocks and the feet connecting with the ground. If you're sitting on a cushion or a stool, it's also the buttocks, the lower legs. So whatever you need to do. So again, very welcome everybody. Lovely seeing a good turnout. Maybe now again, we maybe really kind of, align maybe in our classes as we're moving again into a different phase. And I can feel that myself, it's, getting, going forward again. So I'm really delighted that we can keep that going, and I hope you will find it beneficial and helpful. And I do think, the support we give each other, I'm not to underestimate that, we're all here together and as a group, and this evening in the same time. So I think that actually does really make a difference to knowing that we're just by showing up, we support each other. Okay, when you're ready, you can slowly, gently close the eyes. Maybe you have closed them already. Allow yourself some really comfortable, deeper breath in and out. Filling the lungs completely and emptying the lungs. And with the exhalation, allowing as much as we can, with perhaps tension, to release in the body. Simply by sometimes even just the shoulders can drop. Maybe the face can relax. And because we're breathing deeply, maybe even the abdomen relaxing, because a sign of, when we're getting tensed, when we're getting anxious, when we're getting worried, it's also the area around the abdomen that gets quite tight, which means that actually our breath will be very restricted. It's like a vicious circle. And then, of course, if we can't breathe deeply, the agitation can increase. So abdominal breathing, important. Maybe with the next exhalation, letting go maybe of our day, maybe letting go of all the information that's been coming at us at the moment, so that we can really be here in an open space, kind of an open mind, open heart. That we can be here for ourselves. And I'm going to ring the bell now to begin our class. So we're all just joined in, you're all very welcome. And sometimes coming to a class or when you do your own practice, maybe even just maybe sitting practice, sometimes meditation, might be like, if there's a class with maybe with sand in it and it's been kind of shaken up and it's all kind of, the sand just swirling around, it's kind of, muddy in there. And then once you let the class stand and sit there for a while, all the settlements, the sand can settle down to the bottom. And the water becomes clear. It's a bit like that, perhaps with us here when we come to the practice, that all those thoughts and feelings and physical activities are all kind of churned up, and then we come and we let ourselves settle for a moment. Sometimes it can take the whole class to settle. So that maybe it does become, our mind can become a bit clearer. And there's more there's stillness. So maybe perhaps having that, even just imagining that settling now here, where everything just can gently settle to the bottom of the class. So allowing clarity to come through. Maybe the theme for this class here this evening can be also, finding stability, finding strength within yourself and stability. Maybe it's one of those two qualities that we might really, need over the next while. So even here, as you sit, can you experience a sense of steadiness, of stability in your physical posture? Steadiness in the breath, just coming and going, moving in, moving out. And then you can bring your hands together into prayer pose in front of your heart. We're going to do some breathing practice or breathing rhythm movements with the breath from here. So with an inhalation, slowly letting the arms rise up and also pushing the lower part of your body downwards so that you can feel the rising up of your spine, the chest, opening the arms out wide, even with the fingers spreading out a little bit. And then with an exhalation, coming back together above your head and sliding slowly back towards the heart. So with the inhalation, lifting, expanding, at the same time pushing downwards, and exhale, coming back into prayer pose. So you can continue like this for a few more rounds, maybe with the eyes closed. Remember that You don't always need to look at the screen. So last round. Releasing the arms, then down alongside the body. And you can bring the left hand a little bit further down towards the ground. Now, if you're sitting on a chair or stool, that's not going to work like that. So just relaxing the left arm down. And then with an inhalation, lifting the right arm out to the side. Again, you might stretch down to the right side, and then exhale, leaning over to the left. And if you have your left hand on the ground, the left arm can support you here. Inhale, coming back up. And then exhale, releasing the right arm, coming down towards the ground. Left arm, inhale. Exhale, leaning over, so we can feel a good stretch on the left side, the left buttock pressing down. Inhale, back up, and releasing the arm, and repeating another round. Inhale, right arm lifting, stretching up. Exhale, leaning to the left, stretching down the right hip. Inhale, returning. Exhale, releasing the arm. Left side. And releasing. Bring the hands back. And then actually bringing the arms forward, the palms facing together here. And with an inhalation, lifting the arms out to the side. So, and maybe pushing again the buttocks down a little bit, lifting the chest forward, maybe lifting the head if it's okay for your neck. And then exhale, coming forward and rounding the back a little bit, like our sitting cat, not quite as much in the back. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, closing. So 2 more. Good. And finishing with the next exhalation. And then bringing the hands back into prayer pose. Front of the heart, sitting upright, sitting tall, shoulders relaxing. And then just connecting here with inner strength, maybe inner steadiness. Letting the sand settle again. Okay, so from here we're going to come to standing up. So standing comfortable, feet a little bit apart. Toes nicely spread out. Again, allowing the body to find stability here now in our standing position. So spreading the toes, or lifting the toes, spreading them out, and then placing them back down onto the ground with the eyes open here now. Inhale, pushing yourself up on the tips of the toes, lifting the heels. Exhale, coming down again. Lifting the toes and pushing up. So a few times going up and down. Really spreading out the toes, lifting. Good. One more. Good. And then you can bring your hands here on the hips and shaking out the right leg, right ankle, right hip. Maybe swinging the knee. Good. And then the left leg shaking out. Ankle joint. And then swinging the knee. Good. Back on our left leg, lifting up the right hip, and maybe we can circle right hip, and then letting the legs swing. You know, if you have better balance with the arms out, that's fine. You know, so whatever you need to do to maybe keep the balance. Good. Standing on our right leg. So first moving the hip joint. Nice circle, maybe the other way. We didn't do the other way on the other side. Let's do it here at least. Good, and then swinging. So you might have to lean a little bit to the opposite side to make more space for the leg to swing through. Good, shaking out the hips, feet down. A little bit more apart, and then starting to circle. Nice hip, pelvic movement. So do get a nice pelvic tilt in here too, yeah? So really kind of imagine your tailbone leading the way all around. And then going the other way. Good, hips side to side. Okay, relaxing the arms. Stand a little bit more comfortable, you know, if you're better off with your feet closer together. So we can do some arm movements, so bringing the hands towards your shoulders, lifting the arm, elbows out to the side, and then begin to nice big circles, go backwards. Now mind your neck with all of those movements now, where we're moving shoulders, you know, being very mindful of not compensating somehow in some ways with your neck. And then bring the elbows together on the front or as close as you can, and just moving out to the side, and exhale together and open, and again, and open, and relaxing the arms and swinging them, maybe swinging with your knees as well. Nice and loose arms. Hugging. Good. Okay, and again, just maybe give the hands a little shake if they haven't really kind of loosened up yet. So hands. Okay. Good. So for the back, we will be doing back rolls. So what we're gonna, that's why I'm turning around to show you, so you don't have to turn around. So the knees are soft, and we're going to start literally from rolling from the chin down towards your chest, and then starting to curl up in the upper spine. And so bend the knees well and rolling yourself down as much as you can, rounding your back. If not sure, stop for a moment with the elbows on the knees. Yeah, if you need a little check out how your back is, do that. Otherwise, at the end, you just literally hang down. So it's more kind of just hanging down. And then bring the hands onto the thighs, everybody. And you roll up, starting from the lower back, uncurling the spine. A little bit like a fern. Uncurling itself. And at the very end, when you're tall, you can bring the hands behind your back. So you have them kind of here, supporting your lower back and just pushing the hips slightly forward, rolling the shoulders back. So we go a little bit into a gentle back bend. Now, I usually don't really like the idea of bringing the head back in this position, you know. So it's not great, especially, and actually, yeah, look, for safety reasons, I just say don't do it. Not because I can't see you properly. So go here and then straightening up again, softening the knees, starting with the head, rolling, vertebrae by vertebrae, rolling down, nice and round. At the end, so first bring the belly on the thighs, but then at the end, just hanging down. So the spine actually doesn't feel curled up, it actually probably feels more kind of extended, being pulled apart a little bit. And then when we come up, bring your hands on the thighs and start from your lower back, and you really will feel your core muscles, your belly working as you uncurl yourself. And as you uncurl yourself, you're straightening the legs as well. And at the end, sliding the hands again onto the back here, the lower back, gently pushing the hips forward, rolling the elbows and shoulders back, lifting from the chest forward. Good. And we just do one more round. So chin, forward, round shoulders, soft knees, rolling down, vertebrae by vertebrae. At the end, hanging down. And this time we stay a little bit longer here, just having a little bit of time and that extension. And you might even do some ha breaths here, ha, with the tongue stretching out, ha, ha. So, ha. Releasing the shoulders. And this is maybe a good moment to actually release around the neck as well, yes or no with the head. And then again, bending the knees, hands on your thighs and uncurling the spine, rolling up nice and tall, placing the hands on the back and maybe pushing the hips forward, going into a gentle back bend. Good. And then finding alignment again, nice and tall. And keep your length so that nice and tall with the legs again a little bit more apart. And we finish all this with going side to side. So swinging the arms, turning the trunk, and keep yourself tall. Yeah, so we still want to maintain lovely length in the spine and an open chest. So there's no need to kind of curl up around upper body. Good, and then coming back to the middle. Great. So you can then turn to the front of your mat, coming forward. as I was mentioning in the beginning, so we're going to work a bit more today on on postures that really work with steadiness and maybe inner strength. Of course, we're using our body for it, So I know that some of you actually have shoulder injuries or issues. So what I would say is, anytime it's too long for you, just come onto all fours. Don't stay too long. If you are staying longer, you might go down, you might come up. So really just being careful of that, because it is actually a bit about arm strength as well here today. Yeah. So I'm just aware that some of you, it might not be the right thing for you today, but you're still part of the practice. You can still walk well with it. Good. So coming to the front of your mat, standing steady on our feet. So we can really, anytime we stand, tuning into this kind of, steadiness, the support we get from the ground. Bringing the hands together into a prayer pose here with the elbows slightly lifted upwards, which also helps our heart to lift here, extending. With an inhalation, lifting up the arms, stretching up, pushing down through the legs. Now you might look up towards the ceiling, really extending upwards. Soft knees, and then stretching forward and down, bending forward and down, placing the hands onto the ground or the fingertips beside your toes. So we're going to do the variation without touching the knees on the ground. So now when you step back with your right leg, but keep your right knee off the ground. And then let the hips go forward and back a few times. So you're gently starting to stretch out your right hip, flexing your left. And then stay forward here with the left knee, stretching back into your right heel as best as you can, and lifting from the chest forward. Good. And then we all step back into mountain pose. So let's step the left leg back, spreading out your toes and walking mountain. So nice bending and straightening of your knees. Taking that opportunity to make sure the head is fully relaxed here between the arms. And then stay steady in the pose with the knees still softly bent. And we're going first into plank pose. So that means that you bring your shoulders above your wrists. And if you can't do that, you can do always the cat here. So keep your head steady and the height of your shoulders. And then soften the knees and push yourself back again into mountain. Head relaxing. So plank pose, nice and flat. So the buttocks are neither sticking up nor going down too low. So you really work with your core muscles. And back up into mountain. So either come down for the cat or upward facing dog. So this time when you come forward, keep going forward, dipping down your hips, lifting your chest through your arms forward without the knees touching. Then bend your knees. And everybody coming back again into mountain. Relax your head. So you may have to bring the knees down first to step forward with your left foot. So do what you need to do and then lift your right knee up again. So the right knee is off the ground. And then we step forward with our right foot. Soft knees, arms lifting up. Straightening up nice and tall. Hands together, back into prayer pose. Eyes softly closed a moment, so just reorientating yourself. Of course, it's slightly different from what we normally do, so it sometimes takes a bit getting used to it again. So hands in prayer. Inhale, stretching up. Long way down, exhale. Left leg steps back. Again, we want to keep our knee off the ground, if you can, and going forward and back to begin with your hips a few times. encouraging the stretch on your left hip joint, and then staying forward with the right knee and the left heel is stretching actively back, lifting the chest forward, rolling the shoulders away from the ears. And then everybody stepping back with the right foot. So back into mountain and walking mountain. Now the knees can go a little bit further down and maybe a little bit further over to the opposite side. And then holding the position with the knees soft, head relaxing. 3 plank poses. So coming shoulders above the wrists, flattening the back, so buttocks neither up nor down, and then moving back. And the whole time, watch your neck, particularly when you're going back, almost really consciously keeping the head relaxed. So coming back into mountain and to plank, flat, and pushing back up into mountain. And one more. And mountain. So upward facing dog or cat. So going forward, lowering the hips down, moving chest forward and up, and the heels stretching away. Now when we come out of this, bend your knees first and push yourself back. Much better for your back. And then the right foot this time steps forward. So the left knee comes up again or stays up. And then our left foot comes forward. Bending the knees, inhale, stretching up. Press the feet down as you stretch up. Bringing the hands together. Exhale into prayer pose. Again, just letting yourself settle here. Good. So inhale, stretching up. Exhale, long way down, stretching forward and down. And then the right foot steps back, so keep your right knee off the ground. Bring your left knee forward, coming onto the fingertips with your chest lifted. Mountain pose, stepping back. So here you have a choice. Go first, either go into the plank or go down onto all fours. So what we do is we go into plank pose, and then from the plank into upward facing dog. So that's when you let the hips go down and the chest going forward, breathing in, and exhale, everybody up again into mountain pose. Head nicely relaxing. So left foot steps forward, breathing in. Now you might have to bring the knee down, but then always lift the right knee up again. Right foot forward, exhale. Soft knees, inhale, stretching up, nice and tall, extending, hands together for your pose. Inhale, stretching up. Exhale, long way forward and down. Left leg back this time, so keep the right knee off the ground, stretching forward with your knee, right knee, and then back into mountain, everybody. So there's 2 poses here, plank and upward facing dog. And if you do the cat, you do on all fours first and then lift tailbone and head. So plank and upward dog, breathing in. And everybody mountain again, lifting up. So mind your necks here. Right foot steps forward, breathing in. Left foot steps forward, breathing out. Inhale, reaching up. Hands together. Exhale. Inhale, stretching up. Forward and down, exhale. Right leg steps back, keep the knee off the ground, push your hips forward. Mountain pose. So make sure you can lift the leg out behind you. We're going to start by lifting our right leg
out behind as high as you can comfortably go. And then with an exhalation, bring your right knee towards your left hand. You don't have to bring it on the ground, just the direction of your left hand. And then inhale, stretch the leg out again behind you, right leg lift. And this time with the exhalation, bring your right knee towards the outside of your right hand. It doesn't have to go on the ground. Coming up, stretching up. Last time, bring it towards the middle between both hands. And back up. And place the foot on the ground. So left leg lifting, inhale. With an exhalation, bring your left knee towards your right hand. Inhale, stretching up behind you. Exhale, bring it to the outside of your left hand. Inhale, stretching up. And then in the middle, exhale. And back up. And bringing the foot down. If you can, stay for 3 breaths here, just in the mountain. I know it's a long time, but we're really working a bit on stamina today, on strength. And using our breath. Really making use of your long breath out. Then everybody can bring the knees down. Relax your toes, and we take a little break in child pose. So you can have your forehead resting on your hands, or you can have your arms wide alongside your legs. Nice round back, and especially making sure the head and neck can relax here. Bringing the hands forward, coming up again into mountain pose. Exhale here. Stepping forward with your left foot, so the right knee comes up again under the, stays up. Right foot forward, exhale. Inhale, straightening up. Hands together. Exhale. And again, just letting it all settle a little bit. The sand settling again. Inhale, stretching up. Exhale, long way forward and down. Left leg steps back, right knee stays forward, stretching into the left leg. Exhale, mountain pose. Good, so making sure, so we're gonna start with our left leg this time. So inhale, left leg lifting up behind you. And then bring the left, with the exhalation, left knee towards your right hand. Inhale, stretching out. Exhale to the outside of your left hand. Inhale, stretching up. And then to the center. So exhale, coming to the center. And then one more stretching out behind you. Relaxing the head, placing the foot back down. Right leg lifting up. Inhale. Exhale, right knee towards the left hand. Now mind your necks here. Inhale, stretching up again. Exhale to the outside of your right hand. Inhale, stretching up. And then going to the middle. Exhale. Back into mountain. Steadying yourself completely to the hands, to your feet. Relaxing the head, using your breath. Long breath out, so you can, maybe there's a way of relaxing throughout that, of almost recharging. Coming down into
child pose. So relax completely. Head could be resting on your hands or on the ground. Nice round back. And then coming forward again with the arms and up into mountain pose. Exhale here. Right foot stepping forward, breathing in, the left knee stays off the ground. Left foot forward, exhale. Inhale, reaching up. Hands together for your pose. Closing the eyes and again letting the dust, letting the sand settle. Relaxing the arms down on the side of the body. Turning sideways on your mat with your legs good distance apart. So for our standing poses, really very much tuning in to the to our connections with the feet on the ground, getting steadiness, getting stability from the feet, which then of course translates also to the rest of our body. So nice and tall here, turning your left foot, turning your right foot 90 degrees out, the left foot slightly in, shoulders still facing forward, lifting up the arms out to the side, shoulder height. Exhale, bending your right knee, pushing from your left hip. So if you need to adjust now, so for example, now I actually needed to make my foot had to go further forward. Sometimes we just only notice that at the first time. So do that. So you're really, when you're in the pose now, you can feel both feet are firmly established here on the ground. My legs feel strong. My right leg is strong. My left leg is strong. Holding here, gazing towards your right hand. Then dropping your left arm behind you towards the back of your left thigh. Turn the right palm up and sweeping up the front arm. So it's actually called a reversed warrior pose. So looking up, if you can, towards the hand. Our right knee is still bent. So if you have straightened your right knee, doing that, make sure it's bent again. So keep the knee bent. Inhale, coming back into warrior pose. Gazing towards the right hand. Exhale, reversed warrior. So drop your left arm, sweep your right arm forward and up. And one more inhale, back into warrior. Exhale, reversed warrior. This time, inhale, straighten your right knee, straighten up your trunk, and coming back with your arms. Good. Turning the right foot forward, left foot out. So maybe so that we don't have to adjust once you go in, you can check it straight away. That's always probably a better way to do it. So okay, that's the right because once we're in it, I would like that we actually see if we can stay in it. Of course, it's a long time. Of course, it requires a lot of strength in our legs. So nice and tall here. Inhale, lifting the arms out to the side. Exhale, bending left knee, pushing from your right. And we gaze towards our left hand, nice and tall here. So with the next inhalation, drop the right arm, turn the left palm up, sweeping the left arm up. Now keep your left knee well bent during all this. Inhale, straightening the trunk up again, arms coming shoulder height. Exhale, sweeping the arm up, right arm pulls down, left arm reaches up. And again, straightening up. Inhale. And last time, reversed warrior pose. Exhale, sweeping the front arm up. Now keep your knee, oh no, sorry. Now when we come out, straightening your left knee. Inhale, exhale, bringing the arm down. Turning both feet forward. Inhale, lifting up both arms, nice and tall. So bend your knees and really find yourself getting very steady on your feet here, very steady. And then push the buttocks out behind. We're not going all the way forward and down yet. So just a little bit. A bit like Uttanasana, just about 45 degrees. So knees are well bent, buttocks pushing out behind, arms stretching forward. Inhale, straighten yourself up. Bring the hands together above your head. Exhale, warrior pose. Inhale, we're straightening up the arms. Again, letting them separate. Bend your knees really well, so the heels, the toes, everything stays on the ground, pushing the buttocks out behind, hinging forward from the hips. The legs are really working. The head is in between your arms. Keep the knees pointing out rather than falling inwards. Inhale, press into your feet, into your legs, straightening up. Hands back into prayer pose. Exhale. Of course, there's a lot happening here. If it's too much on the neck and shoulders, you can do maybe the same with the arms, maybe on your hips rather than above your head. So we do one more round. Inhale, straightening up. Arms out to the side. Bending the knees, hinging from your hips forward, 45 degrees. Keep your head in between the arms. Really strong in your leg. And even the lower back, maybe you tuck your lower abdomen in a bit so you're not struggling with your lower back here. Holding here, stability, steadiness, strength. Inhale, coming up. Hands back into prayer pose. Relaxing the arms all together. Stepping together with the legs for a moment, just shaking the legs out, arms maybe out. And again, stepping apart. So right foot turns out again first, and you might take your check distance-wise. So stay as much connected here to only minimum kind of, whatever maybe else we need to be doing. So straightening up. So bending your right knee, pushing from your left hip. So really establishing both feet again really well. And then bring your right elbow onto the thigh. So we're doing the flank pose here. So the trunk is still turned forward, left shoulder turns back. And then sweeping your left arm over your head as much as you can. Feeling that stretch coming really or going from your fingertips, left hand to the outside of your left foot. And the whole time the trunk is turning forward. So with the inhalation, straighten your right knee, straightening yourself up. Let your left arm go down behind you and the right arm forward and up. So it's actually a triangle pose, a reverse triangle. Looks very similar to what we did before, except our knee now is straight. And we go straight back into flank pose. So with the exhalation, bend your right knee, bring the right hand down, sweep your left arm over your head. Inhale, reverse triangle. So straightening your right knee, straightening the trunk, reversing your arms. Left arm is down, right arm is up. And one more. Exhale, flank pose. Stretching over with your left hand over the head. Keep your trunk turned forward. And triangle, reverse triangle. Inhale. Good. Just simply bringing the right arm down. Turning the foot forward. The left foot out. Getting ready for your flank pose. So bend your left knee. Bring your left elbow onto the thigh. Sweeping your right arm up above your head. Feeling that stretch going through from your fingertips to the outside of your foot. Now also remember to keep your right knee out. It wants to fall inwards, so can we keep it out? So with the inhalation, we're straightening the left knee, straightening the trunk, right arm comes down, left arm reaches forward and up. Exhale, flank. And really keep your feet really steady. There's a lot happening with the legs here. So inhale, triangle again, reverse triangle. Can we keep relying on our feet to keep us steady here? Flank, exhale. And one more, triangle, inhale. Exhale, straightening up, and then the arm come down. Turning, well actually first turn both feet forward, but then actually turning the feet out, both feet, which is becoming for the horse riders pose, yeah? So here, as you may remember, when we will go down with our knees, we want to bend, the knees should be able to go in the direction of the toes. So don't turn your feet too far out, because it might mean that the knees will kind of look a bit funny. They will be going inwards. Yeah, so we have to kind of adjust to what's right for our hips here. So once you're happy with that, straighten your knees out. So just the feet turning out, but the legs, the knees are straight. So nice and tall here. So again, we want to keep our feet in the moment really well connected with the ground, including the toes. So breathing in. And as you exhale, bending the knees and letting the tailbone, like a plumb line, just go down to the center. So we keep ourselves steady. So not leaning forward, we're not hinging in our hips, either forward or back. So engage with the outer thighs, engage with your outer side of your feet. They're the most likely ones wanting to lift up, lifting the chest. And then lifting both arms out to the side, bending the elbows so that we're pointing the palms out to the door frame pose. Remember that the elbows slightly bent and slightly behind us, the arms. Now mind your necks. I see a lot of chins coming forward. So mind your neck here. Holding, strong in our legs, strong in the feet, lifting from the chest. And then straightening up, inhale. Exhale, lowering the arms. Next inhale, straightening up. Exhale, bending the knees, establishing your posture. So ideally, you know, if anybody would come around and try to push you over, you know, pushing you forward or pushing you back, ideally you're quite steady here, yeah? So you can stabilize also with Mula Bandha, with a root lock, you know, maybe the pelvic floor can engage here, maybe your lower abdomen can engage here. And then lifting out the arms. And they're also stabilizing here, pressing out, even they're not straightening out, but they're kind of as if they are pressing out. You might feel engaging of your shoulder blades and the muscles in your back. Mind your lower backs. I see quite a lot of rounded lower, arched lower backs. So maybe just watch out and tuck the abdomen in. Good, breathing here. Can we stay for another moment? Engage the outer thighs, engage the outer foot. Inhale, straightening up. exhale, releasing the arms. So now we reverse the feet, so let's turn them slightly inwards. And we're gonna take it easy here, slide down, bend your knees, slide down with your hands, and either stop with the elbows and on the knees if you had enough, and your back is quite, on the edge here now, being maybe challenged too much, or bring the hands right down to your feet, to your ankle joints, head relaxing. And of course, once you're down and you're comfortable with it, straighten the legs out. So there is, we're not always keeping the knees bent, especially if the legs are out further away from each other. There's much more, it's not quite as strong on the thighs. And when we stand here in that forward bend, see if you can stand centered. So you're not falling back on your heels, you're not falling forward. Can we be right centered? And still engaging maybe the outer arches, relaxing your pelvis, floor, the buttocks. Feeling the lengthening of your spine. And then you can place your hands more to the center of your mat and bring the feet closer together. So they're maybe hip width apart. And then gently rolling yourself up. So take your time to come up. Keep your eyes open. So, especially if you have issues with dizziness, because we've been down there a good while. So just keeping the eyes open, holding here. And the eyes, and once you're standing up, you can close the eyes. So once you're safely up, eyes can be closed. Again, letting the dust settle, the sand settle. So we can see clearer. So for balanced pose, you may be fine where you are. Otherwise, if you normally need to stand somewhere where you have a bit of support, maybe that's where you need to go. We're going to do the dancer. So that's the pose where, so maybe I just show you briefly where I showed on this side, where we're going to bend the foot, bend the knee, holding onto the foot with the hand, and the other hand lifting up. So that's the first stage, is this one here, where we kind of just stretching up. And then from here, you may decide to go a little bit more into the pose by reaching back with the right knee and forward with the left arm. Yeah, but don't, remember, not this out to the side here. This, we don't want to do this. You want to be keeping the knee very close to the opposite side. Yeah. Okay, so now you know what we're going to do. So maybe if you do need something to, even just psychologically, you might need it. Okay. But again, we want to start with settling ourselves, not washing into it. There's no need to wash into the pose. So once you know what you need and you have it there, just settling. Sometimes it's easier for people to lift the arm already. So we're going to stand on our left leg. So which means the left arm is the one that's going to be a balance arm. So if you want to already have your left arm up for support, then bend your right knee and hold onto your right foot, and bring your right knee close in towards your left knee, and also roll the right shoulder back. So it's definitely an opening the chest, and then stretching yourself upwards. And if you want to go further into the pose, start to lean forward. At the same time, let your right knee push out behind you. And remember, we want to keep it very close to the left leg, not swaying out to the side. So you probably all, if you're doing that, you probably feel a good stretch on the right upper thigh here. Holding. Good, slowly coming back up and releasing the leg and placing the right foot onto the ground. Closing the eyes, again letting the dust settle. Then ready for the other side, so standing on your right leg. You might bring the right arm up because it's going to be a balance arm, the right arm. So bending your left knee, holding on with your left hand on the left foot, maybe the toes or maybe towards the ankle joint, and roll your left shoulder back. So there's definitely a left rolling back. Lift first up, really stretching up with your right arm, and then begin to the journey forward with the trunk and the leg out behind. So there's always lengthening going on. Lovely lengthening out, front, back. Steadiness. Good. And then coming back out, both feet comfortably back on the ground again. Eyes are closed. Bringing the hands together into prayer pose. And we finish with one round of Surya Namaskar. Again, the same variation without the knees on the ground. But if that's too much, you can do the normal variation. So from here, inhale, stretching up. Long way down, exhale. Right leg back, so keep the knee off the ground. If you're doing the other variation, lifting the chest forward. Mountain, exhale. Plank pose. And then inhale, upwards facing dog. Exhale, mountain. Left leg forward, breathing in. Right foot forward, exhale. Inhale, reaching up. Hands together, exhale. Inhale, stretching up. Exhale, forward and down. Left leg back, inhale, so keeping the knee off the ground. Mountain, exhale. Plank pose. Upward facing dog, breathing in. Mountain, exhale. Right foot steps forward, breathing in. Left foot forward, exhale. Inhale, reaching up. Hands together, exhale. Relaxing the arms down alongside the body. So come and lie on your back for a moment. You can already put layers on if you want. So lying on your back, either with your knees bent or the legs straight. So whatever you feel is, if you are, experiencing a bit of discomfort in the back, or it was quite strong. I mean, we don't even have to feel discomfort. Sometimes it's just quite strong. Maybe some of the practices were strong today. So, give the back a little extra treat by having your knees bent so the back can be a bit more relaxed, a bit more at ease. Allowing the shoulders and arms to fully relax. The head to get really comfortable so the neck is at ease. Again, a bit like letting the dust settle here, arriving in this position. And then just very gently let the knees, if the knees are bent, and if you don't have the knees bent, maybe do bend them now. Just let the knees go a little bit from side to side. We're not going to go into a spinal twist or anything, just having them a little bit going from side to side. Maybe the head can go in the opposite direction to the knees. And then bringing the knees up towards your chest and hugging the knees in, walking a little bit here from side to side. Or circling the knees together to the back. And then the final, with the knees hugged in towards your body, with the exhalation lifting head and shoulders, coming up, maybe holding onto the feet. Anybody can reach them easily enough. Good. And then you might give yourself an all-over stretch. So if that's what you want to do before you get yourself comfortable in Shavasana, for the relaxation. And here I would, encourage you to make yourself really comfortable. Maybe you want a knee underneath your, a cushion underneath your knees. Maybe a bit of a blanket. Sometimes more for the sense of comfort rather than necessarily warmth. Or maybe it's a very special blanket. Maybe it's a yoga blanket. So, we sometimes those things can actually help. Little rituals. So, inviting you to make yourself really comfortable for Yoga Nidra, our guided relaxation practice. Again, give it a bit of time to let your body settle. If you're not sure about something, sometimes a part of the body, a good way of dealing with that is maybe to move it, maybe tighten it up and then relax it so you get more of a sense of, what it feels like, and maybe if you need to change position perhaps. Allowing your breath to deepen for a few rounds. With each breath out, allowing more of the body to release to the ground. Maybe the gaps are narrowing between the body and the ground. Allowing the body to spread out. One thing that may be becoming a little bit anxious or worried, it's actually almost a bit of a contraction. So here we can really practice of expanding. How can we expand? Awareness of your whole body here as you're lying here in Shavasana. Maybe have a very clear mental image of yourself here in this position. And the intention for this practice is to stay present. We're using it as also guiding the mind. It's still very calming and relaxing. All that is required is to, with the lightest touch of awareness, to stay with it, to move from one part of the body to the next. And you can set it as a very kind of strong and clear intention at the beginning of your relaxation practice here. And then we begin the rotation of awareness, starting on the right side with the right thumb, bringing your awareness to your right thumb. Right index finger, middle finger of the right hand, ring finger, small finger, the palm of your right hand, wrist, forearm, right elbow, upper arm, the right shoulder, right side of the chest, the right hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, the sole of the right foot, right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and the fifth toe. Awareness now of your whole right foot, whole right leg, whole right arm, the right side of your trunk, and now the entire right side of your body here. The whole right side of your body. And now releasing your awareness from the right side, and we're moving over to the left side. So staying here with the rotation of awareness. Left thumb, left index finger, middle finger, ring finger, small finger, the palm of your left hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, left shoulder, the left side of your chest, left hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, the sole of your left foot, left big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and the fifth toe. Awareness now of our whole left foot, whole left leg, whole left arm, the left side of the trunk, and now the entire left side of your body here. The whole left side of your body. And now letting go of the left side and bringing the awareness to both heels, to the calves, the back of the knees, back of the thighs, both buttocks, lower back, middle back, upper back, the shoulder blade and the space between the shoulder blades. The whole length of your back here, from the tailbone up to the back of the neck, awareness of the whole length of your back. moving to the back of the neck, the back of your head, and now the very top of your head. Awareness then to the front of the body now, starting with your forehead, the eyebrows and eyebrow center, the eyes and eyelids, the cheeks, the nose and tip of the nose, upper lip, lower lip, both lips together, the chin, and that whole jawline from ear to ear. And then awareness of your whole face together, head, neck, and face together. And moving down the front of your throat, the collarbones, the chest bone, rib cage, upper abdomen, lower abdomen, the whole pelvic floor. And now awareness of the whole front of your body, the whole back of your body, the right side of your body, the left side of your body. Awareness of both legs, of both arms, and then both legs and both arms together. The whole trunk, the head, and now the entire body all together. Awareness of your whole body, the whole body, the whole body here, from head to toe. Resting here in awareness, in stillness. Imagine the body now becoming really heavy, bringing forward an experience of heaviness. Feeling the heaviness in your legs, heaviness in your arms, right down to your fingers. Heaviness in the trunk. Head feels heavy. Allowing the entire body to feel heavy here in this moment. Allowing it to be heavy, like lead. And now letting go of that experience of heaviness, and now bringing forward an experience of lightness, as if your whole body now becomes really light. Light body, light legs, light arms, the trunk feels light, light head, and now the whole body, light as a feather, weightless here in this moment. And then letting go of that experience of lightness. And now bringing the awareness to your breath. The breath in your nostrils. Just letting the breath be, no need to change the breath. But you can follow the breath when it moves in through both nostrils at the inhalation, moving up towards the eyebrow center. And then with the exhalation, moving from the eyebrow center out again through both nostrils. So following in your mind the breath like this, inhalation from both nostrils up towards the eyebrow center. And then from the eyebrow center out again through both nostrils with the exhalation. And no need to help with the breath or increase the intensity of the breath. It's enough as the body is breathing. Just following the breath with your mind in that particular way. In through both nostrils, up towards the eyebrow center. And then from the eyebrow center out again through both nostrils. The next time you reach the eyebrow center, you can let go of awareness of the breath and just for a moment resting awareness at the eyebrow center, or maybe a point between the eyebrow center and the middle of your head. Allowing the inner gaze be there. And then allowing the inner gaze to drop down towards the heart. And resting awareness there for a little while. And then letting the awareness drop towards the navel area. And allowing your awareness to rest there for a little while. And then letting the awareness just be, being with just what's here in this moment. Perhaps experiencing the settling, maybe the clear water, clarity. Stillness. Only still water is clear. So allowing the breath to deepen. And expand. Becoming aware of your body and maybe starting to gently move the body, fingers, the feet. We're going to come and sit for another little moment. So whatever you need to do, gradually letting yourself come up, finding again a comfortable upright position. Maybe you can sit again in stillness and steadiness. And normally we, traditionally we would be finishing our class with the words Shanti. But also there's another way of finishing or completing a class, and it's actually from the Buddhist tradition, the loving kindness meditation. So you can bring your hands together into prayer pose. And I know some of you will be familiar with it, for some it might be the very first time, but it's the 4 phrases we can use. And I'm going to say them now, and then I know I can't hear you, but if you want to, you can say them aloud, hopefully, and we kind of all imagine we all saying it together. So it's may all beings be safe. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be happy. May all beings live with ease. So that's the 4 phrases, so we can complete our class like this also together. So may all beings be safe. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. And may all beings live with ease. So wishing you all a good week for the class here. Thank you for the class, and we can still say our Sri Shantis. It might just feel strange if we didn't do it. So Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording.